They look like little ticks or something. They're all over the place. See, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there. Here's a little grand piano. There's one of those things there. It looks like a quill pen, maybe.
If all else fails, Mark.
And it says song, melody, voice. Okay, I see song and voice. I don't see anywhere it says melody.
Time
registered memory.
That's time signature. That one's clear. That one's
waiting.
Chorodict.
Chord.
Oh, chord. This one's
time signature.
Yeah, this one's.
Oh yeah, PAT on off.
RAT.
RAT? No, it's PAT at the top.
Yeah. RAT at the bottom. Rat type.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Pattern. Is it top? On off.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense at all.
Oh, so this means.
I couldn't read the book.
You hold it. And that's what that means, I'm sure. So you can change this is on and off, and also a hold function. So that might also be a hold function. These are. I think that's a finger. That's what it is. It's a hand and a finger. It's a hold function.
Okay.
You might have more than one level. This, this might benefit from using the. This thing right here, you're out. What do you call that? USB. This might benefit from a computer.
Yeah, it'll let me play on some recording to the computer straight in.
Well, no, there might be more functions that are layers.
See, that changed when you did that. It changed this up to style instead of where it was before about voice and style or song.
There are some different things that hold function.
Yeah. And then it says jet set there, and I know that that's jet set. Okay, that's a song. Now let's see, there's another one after that. Easy song. Jazz rock. Wow. It is jazz rock.
The song I was showing you the other day, that one in A, you can actually play it all in one time signature. It's just, again, a lot of syncopations. Or, yeah. It's just learning how to play things.
Hi-hat light. Piano full. Not piano, okay. Guitar build.
Guitar build.
80s build.
Guitar.
Piano build.
Like the drum kit.
Hmm?
Like the drum kit.
Love song.
It's funny, one of the songs that Joe wants he's learning solo to is Goodbye to Love. It's one of his favorite songs, I think.
Goodbye, love.
Yeah, carpenter song. Guitar solo is incredible.
Yeah, it is. I remember very
The
well.
first half of it, he plays the melody, but the second time he does that stuff where he syncopates. It's
Is it
fucking.
Tedesco? I'm not sure that it
it's
is.
an oddball guy that they called up out of the blue, who to this day is like, thank you for giving me a career. He got to play with it, he got to go on tour with them and everything. He was their tour guitarist after that. But the thing is that he's just a guy that they said, well,
orchestra build.
we think, well, he also, that gave the Carpenters, I shouldn't say, it did change their audience. People came to, they wanted to hear that guitar solo. Even if it is exactly. How many times did the Carpenters play Wichita? I know the Eagles played there a couple of times, and one of the times they played was in the early days. And I know people that saw that show, and other people tell me, like John Lyle didn't like the Eagles at all, and I didn't quite understand. I didn't quite understand the country western mixed with rock and roll idea very well. I didn't get it, you know what I mean? Because I didn't quite get that idea of mixing country and rock at all, because I thought rock was and country was.
Well, there's a difference. Yeah, there's definitely a difference between country and rock. And country rock is just kind of it's kind of singer-songwriter by a band. You know, that's probably what it is. It's not really country, and it's not. I mean,
what they're now calling Americana, but
yeah,
the Byrds kind of invented it because they were the electric folk, and then they did an actual country album, which is like, for example, what they have a string of hit songs, and then they do a country album that doesn't have a single on it. And like everybody, Sweetheart of the Rodeo was supposed to be one of their best albums.
a lot of people were disappointed in that.
And of course, Untitled, which is the double album that's half studio, half live.
You know, yeah, and you know, by that time, how many were still there? I mean, was it McGuinn?
Well, you've seen that show.
Was it Roger McGuinn and Jim McGuinn, and that's about it?
I think the
which is Roger McGuinn.
Jim.
Yeah, well, same difference.
I found his
same person.
I found his
however you wanted to call
his
himself.
return album, his comeback album that came out in the '80s. I got it on cassette. It's called Back from Rio. It came out in the late '80s. And well, because
Back from Rio.
the first album they called, before he was in the Byrds, he was Jim, and he actually was into this numerologist who told him to change his name to Roger.
Ah.
And so people ask.
So
when he got into the Byrds, people asked.
So what you're saying is Ulrich and Marcia.
Exactly. Okay, and so you got this gifted fucking musician artist, and he goes to a numerologist or a fucking anyway.
You know, they also told us all those. Remember those outside buildings at Roosevelt, and there was the one that was the special. They were called Gifted.
Special. Okay, anyway, so there were lots of fans that wanted to know what happened to Jim. Where'd Roger come from? And they always said...
I'm one of those people.
Hey, it's kind of like the Paul being dead thing. I mean, seriously, it went on for years.
Except for...
And you know what they said? Jim went to Rio. So that's why the album's called Back from Rio. And it's got the song all about fucking John... Mansion on the Hill. It's all about fucking John Phillips fucking shooting up dope and the blood on the walls. It was a great fucking... It was a hit song for a short time, like 90 or 91 is when it came out, maybe. And it was a great record. I've got it on tape someplace, or I might have not had it on anymore. But really good. Again, I saw Roger live at Bumbershoot one year, and he did my favorite songs there, like, what you call it?
Well, he did.
Chestnut Mare solo.
Yeah, and there's one other guy that wrote it, which is really cool. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I remember seeing him with Dylan.
He did the song there also with Dylan. He did all the Byrds songs with Dylan.
Yep, and they were great. I'm not taking anything away from him at all. Just that he's out of his fucking mind. But that's okay.
You know?
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. There's a thin line for a lot of people.
The thing that is really weird. Okay, like people got this idea all this time that the Alice Cooper band didn't play the guitar on their records, and it was Dick Wagner and Steve Hunter that actually didn't know. They started with Alice Cooper with "Welcome to My Nightmare."
Mm-hmm.
The Alice Cooper band
Played
on all.
Yeah, Michael Bruce and all them, yeah.
They didn't have session guitarists or anything. It's not that they were gifted great musicians, but they fucking made up everything.
They fit it. It was them.
They were them.
They were a band.
They were like punk. And here's. Right. Well, Led Zeppelin won their. Jimmy Page and Robert Plant won their.
Tennis.
But it's still, that's using the same chord progression backwards. Right?
Is it D minor or major? Major, isn't it?
It starts out with
D major, E minor, another.
can start E major.
Is E major?
E major, but you can play E minor or major because
Oh,
it resolves during at the end to an E minor. Yeah, it starts out E major and then it goes to E minor at the end.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what you said.
But it's because it's a simple key change. Well, again, they were playing the clubs at 18 years old. They were fucking.
They were already.
By the time, because Alice it's funny, Alice is 10 years older than me, just like Glenn Fry was, Jackson Brown. They were all there in LA, with Jackson Brown having a song that was on a major record when he was 16 because he's a songwriter, but he's in high school like that. The story about him is he's too fucking much. It's too much. But the fact is that like, as soon as they were finished with high school, they moved to LA, and they didn't make it big for another couple of years, several years, until '71. And they were in LA when they were 17, 18 years old. Which would have been 66. They were, and then, like they said, the most cool guitar player was when Jack Beck was still in the Yardbirds in '66, and him at the party taking the guitar and just going, while it slid down in his sleeve.
That's cute.
Well,
Cute little trick, huh?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what Jeff Beck means by what he said in that recent statement about how people haven't misunderstood that he wanted to be some kind of ridiculous guitar hero.
Yeah, now he thinks. Now he says he wants to have. Doesn't understand why he didn't have a bunch of hits and stuff. Instead, people look at him like that. You know, it's kind of a bizarre situation.
He doesn't understand why he isn't more popular.
Yeah, so I think.
Because I read an article quite a while back where he was quite bitter about the fact that his two buddies, actually three, because he's friends with Richie Blackmore, but he's friends with all those guys from England, because first of all, they lived in the same fucking neighborhood.
Yeah. Clapton,
Beck, Richie Blackmore, Jimmy Page, I'm trying to think of who else they all knew each other. No, Fripp was from the north.
Yeah, that's from the north.
But they all...
Hold me think about that. You're right, he's from the north. It's kind of like not being from Seattle.
Closer
you're from
Liverpool.
Yeah, well, you're not from Seattle. You're not from Seattle, you're from Everett.
Greg Lake, him, and Andy Summers all grew up in Blackpool, England.
Yeah.
And they're actually...
that's what I said. I understand. It's like the difference between
Andy's
Seattle and Everett, or Seattle maybe in Bellingham.
But they all knew each other eventually because they were all playing the same clubs, the same... Almost everybody broke out.
Kind of like playing the I-5 corridor from Portland to Bellingham. Everybody knows everybody.
especially if you're playing. What's funny is like
They did back then. Nowadays you wouldn't. I mean,
I had
there's,
a Saturday night off, and he came over to sat in with TJ one time. It was neat because this is a buddy of TJ's, but he never got to see him.
I keep hearing there's 112 bands at least here in Everett.
Yeah.
Because they're on the internet and everything.
Well, you know what? 1 in 10 people gives me a thumbs up when I'm out on the front porch. At least 1 in 10.
Yeah.
They, no matter whether it's just that I'm standing there with the guitar, or because they actually hear the music and they really like it.
Or just like that you're trying, whatever.
But that they love the idea of. So I know one thing is that most people.
You need to put your hat out there.
Yeah, I could do that. But
You should. Just see what happens.
Not too many people have money there.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You don't require it. I mean, you got an amplifier. Put some money out there. See what happens. You know, water the kitty.
This is true. Well, that's one of the things that if you've, that they say that if you devalue yourself, that other people will devalue what you do. And well, that's kind of. I tried to force the issue a couple of times, and that's kind of why I wanted to quit. Why I quit playing certain clubs.
We leave it to them. They don't have to pay. You know, you're putting on a performance. You're doing the same type of thing every time. It's performance.
And well, I'm actually performing because I want to perform,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a lot different. It has a lot less to do with money anyway.
Yeah, but you know, they might like they want to pay.
If you want to pay me, maybe that's what I should do. Always put the hat out.
For the hell of it. As long as it's on our property, it's okay.
I'm not playing for profit.
You can even put a sign out. Take a Phillips marker and write a sign that says, "Don't have to give, but you might want to."
Oh, when I was walking down.
That is the right same colors.
It used to be.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's just different shades now.
That was washed out.
Well, yeah.
Wow.
And worn out.
Oh yeah, this is.
Looks like you went through a sandblaster or something.
You wore this.
Yeah.
Coastal. This was underneath.
They wore it everywhere.
This was but it was underneath another shirt when I was grinding, and the sparks would get on the shirt.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the eating was caused by, is grinding.
See, no. Seeds, because come on.
I'd like to
Make
say
the story good. You want to make the story good. See.
Oh no, that tells you how fucking dangerous it is.
That place isn't even open down there, is it?
Fuck no, it's been gone since. Matter of fact, right after I got my Social Security, I had that RX-7 for about 3 months driving it. And I had fucking insurance on it also. That motherfucker, again, they should not put those cars on the road, Mark, no matter who owns them. That thing, a 1986 RX-7, is a race car. It will go 180 miles an hour.
See, because there's the thing like that I've said about it all along. It doesn't matter who you put the hands on. There can be a priest, and you put them in a race car, and they're going to drive it like it's a fucking race
Anyway.
car. And it's the same thing with seatbelts. I remember now it's not quite so bad now, but I remember when I got into cars, back when I was hitchhiking, if they told me to put on my seatbelt, I should probably put on my seatbelt because they're going to drive like fucking crazy nuts.
Carl Schubert.
Yeah. The fuck? The cops after you or something? Not yet. What? Drop me off before we get to that point.
Anyway, I drove it around behind Coastal. Went up and the building, it was all closed. All fucking. Well, they talked about how one of the other shops missed a payment on when they were in a bad period. Bank came in and fucking told everybody to leave and locked the fucking doors with padlocks. That's what they did. I don't know what happened. Because it was not like, well, it was quite a long time between, it was 8 years. Someone said they moved, and then I went over and found where they moved, and they're gone from there too.
Roof doctors, huh?
Nope, they were a lot better than roof doctors. They were actually. I was kind of surprised by the things that happened when I worked there or before I worked there, because they did a lot of what you're supposed to do. the stuff we made was stuff that you had to have. Our society needed everything I made.
I think
Medical parts,
I think Rift
musical
Doctors.
parts.
I think Rift Doctors was. I know it was a scam.
Oh, roof doctors. Now that's a different story. That's a whole.
I remember going over there and over there by Sycamore and going to that house and looking underneath there and.
The one that was yellow, kind of like our house on Victor.
Yeah.
Cut up into apartments.
Kind of a neat house.
But cut up into apartments.
Yeah, it's kind of
almost
neat one.
fucking exactly like our house on Victor.
Yeah.
There was that house on
With the big
Hillside. Was the
porch.
exact same court. The
But
exact same
underneath
house.
underneath there, that was like.
Dead animals.
No, it was water.
Water. I remember that. Well, that was that
Lots of water.
That neighborhood right there.
And
'cause
they
I lived
wanted
in
me
that
to go
apartment.
underneath there and clean that out.
That whole neighborhood right there.
The
It's been torn down.
the river had gone over the banks.
But the whole neighborhood had this rotten wood smell that you don't ever smell in Kansas except for like here.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I mean, here you smell it some, but the rotten wood smell.
It wasn't the river
It had
going
a
over the
dank
banks.
smell
I
also.
think maybe the river.
I know the neighborhood stank on the west side.
Right
And
there,
it didn't-
Sycamore and Maple was horrible. Just down
That
there.
neighborhood where Robert House lived right west.
Well, you lived back there in the
Sycamore.
basement. You know.
Right.
But living in the basement wasn't quite so bad because the smell was up
It was
there.
kind of neat. I couldn't believe it was that bad. I couldn't believe that Mom thought it was so horrible because I thought it was a neat little apartment.
It was a cool little place.
And well, the people upstairs, they were like fucking carbon copy original. You know, they were fighting all the time. Their children fucking drunk and there's fucking man.
Did you see about the woman? What's her name? Stanky? Ski. Her name. She became famous down there in Texas. I think it was. Said that she was glad she lived in a Christian country and where she had the right to bear arms and blah blah blah, and she had a gun to protect her family. So yesterday, a family squabble broke out, and she shot to death her 2 teenage daughters, and then the police actually shot her out on her front lawn because she came out and charged everybody else or whatever. Good, she had that gun to protect her family.
Good Christian values.
Good Christian values. It's like people still don't say a fucking thing. It's like, man, it just won't get to you until you shoot your fucking daughters. It just doesn't. Anytime when she was doing that, anytime sit there and think?
Here's an interesting thing. We had that triple murder down by Tacoma the other day. Fucking butchered him. He didn't shoot anybody.
No, with the hatchet, mean?
Fucking went crazy with a knife.
Okay, I heard about the shooting the
cut up
hatchet.
3 fucking people, man.
Did they catch him?
I don't know if they caught him yet, but he fucking cut up 3 fucking people.
Cut him, huh? All right.
They're all found in a fucking trailer on this fucking
So
property.
he must have done something there. That's pretty cool.
But he fucking stabbed them all.
Yeah.
That's fucking wicked, man. Well, okay, I will say one thing about guns. A lot of times, if the person doesn't, people who shoot people don't mean to do it. That's why it's a manslaughter. There's a lot of people that don't mean for the gun to go off. Robbers even literally don't mean for the gun to go off. They're stupid. Particularly my friend Rusty. He was being stupid. He was high or drunk or both, and he was fooling with a gun and it went off and he's dead. That's a long time ago. But
Kind of like that.
when
It's one of
someone
those things you're done beholding it.
okay, all these places, schools, they screen you to go in whether you've got a gun or not. Why wasn't there some kind of screening going on when the guy with a fucking M16 fucking walked into that gay club and machine gunned them all? Why, Mark? Why wasn't there?
There was where? What?
How did he sneaks a machine gun in?
AR-15.
Well,
There's more than an AR-15.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I just saw a thing that was a good explanation of the difference. I didn't know this before. See, the AR-15 does not go to automatic.
Right.
It's only semi-automatic, which is, you know, 3 at a time.
Pop, 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 as fast as you can pull the trigger. Hair trigger is what they used to call it.
Whereas the M16 would go to fully automatic.
Which means you can go
All the way across. You were taught to do 3 shots.
right.
But at
You're
when you're actually doing it, you're not going to shoot
well,
through that. But
in
either
certain
way,
combat situations, it's for burping.
that's the only difference, you know.
Right.
They're both the same. They both
Exact
have.
same
They
gun.
both have the exact same bullet.
Right.
They
22,
both
250.
and they both are rifled to do the exact same fucking thing, which is when it hits something, it tumbles. It is not designed to injure a deer so you can take it home and have it for dinner.
Yeah.
It is designed to go through that fucking deer and slaughter it.
To take it down.
It is
Just
to
to
kill. To kill, to maim, to horrify. It is not a fucking hunting weapon. It is a fucking combat weapon, and that's all it is. It doesn't mean you should have it in
That's
American
why
civilization.
I think that those kinds of weapons. See, that kind of weapon to me
They're
is,
both made by the same company.
Right, I know. And actually, the original Mattel actually made the original stocks starting in 1964 or 63. But they had to replace the M14 because it's too heavy.
Yeah.
And they found out it was plastic and it was way too light. They had to fucking change from a 30-06 to the 22-250, so you could still get that long range if you needed it for killing still. But it's not like, okay, if you want long range, well then you get
M16 was
a
not
huge
good.
rifle. Oh yeah.
M16 was accurate.
Oh yeah, they are. That's the thing. They're beautifully accurate.
Accurate as a motherfucker.
That's
Like I
because-
said,
it's
I
because the
bullet
load-
on my first 3 shots. There was 4 of us that did that. They didn't think I'd do it. Fucking zeroed in. You have to have 3 shots in an inch.
Right.
And that's like, what, 200 meters or something like that? 200 feet? I had good eyesight back then. Even though I had my stigmatism, I had good eyesight. I could see what I was doing. And I could control my breathing, which is really important.
I was never very good at shooting because I haven't done it very
Squeeze
much.
it. You know? You know?
There was a period there when I was, because I fucking threw a knife a whole lot. Had a practice on throwing knives for years, and I was really accurate for a short while, and I was really good at darts. Where like one time I got 3 in a row in the middle when I was playing darts.
It's like,
One
when
time
I had
I
that blow
was
gun.
playing somebody's house, I was playing darts, and it was the old-fashioned darts, and I put it through the fucking thing into the wall.
I shot that one dart right into the tire of the Pinto when I was standing on the front porch. And of course, then I had to get a flat tire.
But otherwise, I never was good at throwing stuff. Well, no, I was good at basketball, at shooting. If they had 3 points when we were in high school, I would have been the 3-point guy because that was where that's where I like to shoot from. Was over there in that corner. That's a easy. Well, the thing is that's in the old days. Nobody expected you to shoot from there.
So let's give this a shot. Try and put.
Let's see what's going on.
Totally forget what we were doing. Myself a cup of coffee. 2 cups of coffee is about what I need. Alright, so I like that. If I can get about 2 cups of coffee, everything's gonna be fine indeed. Cream and happy for potential. Caffeine is a dream, not actualized. Are you just going to sit there and drink coffee, or are you going to do something with your life? You can need about 3 cups of coffee, 4
Should I buy that reusable cup this time? What do you want, sir? What do you need? Whipped cream on top? A quad is just my speed.
Think I need about 5 cups of coffee, 6 cups of coffee, about what I need. And if I can get 5 or 6 cups of coffee, everything should just be fine indeed for me.
Espresso, Italian, French roast, crown or lean, Brazilian, Colombian, or Mozambique, decaffeinated latte or black, freeze dried, concentrate and iced. Sir, do you need a ride?
On the solo there on the last 2 chords on the E flat.
I have no idea what those.
So if I don't push on it, it sustains. So I've got to hold it to not sustain.
The other pedal's better. Huh?
You liked what I did on that one spot? Go back and
Well,
forth.
no, what I was saying, it should be real easy for you to do the 3rd and the 5th and the 12th on it, or something, whatever. So I mean, you can't. That's not really sustain. I want sustain that's gonna hold the fucking thing.
And that other pedal doesn't do that either.
Yeah, it does better than this. That's fucking corny. I knew it was gonna be like that, but I'm looking at it.
Cheesy. That's cheesy. That's
There's
cheesy for
a
Yamaha.
switch underneath it.
That's cheesy for Yamaha.
Yeah, that's cheesy for Casio. You kind of
You know
expect
what?
it
It
with
might be,
Casio.
I might be able to use it for an expression pedal.
That's what I was thinking.
My, I've got a Digitech. I'm gonna see if it can work.
Hell yeah. Plug that fucker in there, it might work.
It wouldn't work for the wall, but it might work for anything that's expression pedal. You try it. Yeah, I was trying to each time if I'm still trying to find if there's a perfect thing you want out on this. What that what those every note needs to be completely right. You don't want to fucking put in more than what you want. You don't want to put in any less. Put in too little and you're wasting your time.
Mm-hmm.
You put in too much and you're blathering on,
Mm-hmm.
and I can do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I can sit there and fucking.
Well, and that's the thing about
we're working
writing.
a piece of music, a song.
Yeah.
This is forever.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to get them.
Well, you know, it's not important. I mean, it's important, but I mean,
To the
it's
song,
not
it's
important.
important.
Yeah, to the song, it is important too. And that's what I've been thinking about so much lately about with everything we've been doing, and we've been doing a lot of this lately about
Detail.
not minimalism, but so it fits, you know.
Details are important.
More than just playing around. So let's see what this.
Well, the thing is, we had a lot of fun. We learned a lot from our experiments, right? I tried to do contrary motion.
Huh?
I tried to do contrary motion. I tried to go down instead of up.
Yeah, I noticed that. And it was kind of a sliding thing. It's made it real nice.
See, this might be too busy. What I've been playing might be too busy. That's Starbucks.
Might be a good rhythm track with the keyboard. Then have. See what I'm saying? Just those parts. The rest of that whole thing's got to be erased. And one of the other guitars got to do the solo. But at that very end, you can do all three of the guitars or four of the guitars and go up like that.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about doing it. That's a good place to do it. And it's simple because you already got the first one done. This guitar can be a good rhythm track, I think. And I admit, it's not going to be easy. I'm trying to think. Okay, I ought to go ahead and bounce this fucking thing back down here. That's what I ought to do. You can sort of give us two more tracks down here. See if I got it right.
Need more coffee, need more coffee, need more coffee, need more coffee.
Can't see this is the question, is it that's good enough there, I think. I'll have to blank that out eventually. I'm gonna just see how far it goes and see how it sounds all the way.
Need more coffee, need more coffee, need more coffee, need more coffee.
both guilty of it, but you get caught on it more than I do.
Preparing for the next thing.
Yep. Yeah.
Fucking trying to see if I can hit the note. It's hard to do background vocals like, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to do it cold. Yeah,
It
exactly.
is fucking the hardest. That's why.
Need more coffee.
To be in tune every time is really,
More
even something as simple.
Well,
More coffee.
I've learned this from recording.
Huh?
I've learned from recording music my appreciation for everybody else has. One of the things I never did when we played in the band, I never gave you guys credit as when we were playing as much as we should have worked on this. I didn't ever tell people when they're good. I didn't know I should because nobody ever told me how to. We didn't grow up being told how to do things the right way.
No. Well, yeah, we did. Mom and Dad did, but
But they didn't teach us how to anything about being gratuitous because they were not gratuitous people. They didn't fucking ever give you credit for anything.
More
They
coffee.
tore you apart when you did something wrong.
there was.
Tear you down for doing something wrong, but never give you credit for doing it.
Exactly. Exactly. Mom and Dad were really bad, but Dad wasn't that bad, but he got shut down a lot. And I think that was part of the deal. You know, I think that was the whole thing, wasn't it? I mean,
You're supposed to give people credit when they do good.
yeah, you get more beef with honey than you do with vinegar.
And there was the other thing.
And
that I
Mom was,
didn't
my
realize.
grandma was. That's how Grandma was.
You and I both, as we've gotten older, you went for several years where you had almost no visitors.
Well, what?
You hardly talked to anybody for a couple of years.
Yeah, I got my voice back.
Well, it was just the thing is that we didn't learn how to make friends because Mom and Dad didn't have when we were growing up. They had no friends except for Howard and Peggy, and that was it. They didn't have and their family, the family, but they didn't have friends. They didn't socialize with anybody except for Dad went out. Mom didn't socialize with anybody, and we didn't know how. We never learned how to socialize properly because of that. They had a very strange example. Very. And that made it possible for all three of us to be loners, which is very strange to have three brothers that are loners.
That's true.
You had trouble making friends in school. I had trouble making friends in school. Philip had trouble. At first he got along with kids, but something went wrong, and I don't know exactly what it was. I think I know what it was. They made fun of him for his dyslexia. That'll always do it. People making fun of you for something.
Let's see if I got this.
Well, I started always trying to make sure people knew that, like when you play in a club, for example, like the gigs I did a lot, I'd tell people, I'd always try to make sure people learn that the guys up there making all the solos and doing all that lead singing, they got to have a bunch of people who are willing to back them up.
Say what?
You got people that are willing to back them up. It's a thing where a lot of people get it wrong because most of the the amateurs don't. You can't have an ego when you're up there, because you're depending on those people who play it right. Otherwise, it can make you a fool.
Yep. Or it did do that back and forth there. Cups of coffee, 4 cups of coffee, about what I need. And if I can't get that 4 cups of coffee, everything's gonna be fine. I'm pretty close, so I'll get it. Of course, I'm not gonna make fun of her first. Oh, somebody got that in. Who? Joey? I don't think so, huh? His truck's not out there. I haven't heard him come in. So.
Earlier today, some girl was looking at the BMW, some
Uh-oh.
selling it to
That could be a bad sign, huh?
had a little bit of money, man. That's a cool little car to put some money into.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. It'd be a blast, but it's old.
Yeah. But it's okay. They're the best kind. If you have a good start. If you don't have a thing like I had, remember my Audi?
Real pile.
Man,
Great
it's
little
a
car.
great car, man. It's so much fun to drive.
My Volvo was great. It was actually fun.
You know what's wrong with mine?
Yours